Hey, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us for the Customizing Culture podcast. My name is Jared. I'm your host. And today I am joined by a very special guest, one of my favorite new influencers. Well, new to me, very well known to a lot of you, Crafty Kari. How you doing?
Hi, oh my gosh, I'm so excited to be here. Thank you for having me.
Dude, seriously, thank you so much for coming by. I know you had kind of a drive, right?
Yeah, it wasn't too bad because there wasn't too much traffic, but I think if it was like after 5, it would probably been a little longer.
Yeah, we'll try to get you out of here before rush hour.
Okay.
But yeah, now, for those of people who may not know you, maybe they're living under a rock, can you introduce yourself to everybody?
Hi, everybody. I'm Crafty Kari. My name is Karina. I am a small business owner, a content creator, a crafter. I'm a new mom and the eldest sister of 4.
Eldest of 4. Nice. I am middle of 5.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So, yeah, I feel, although, okay, have you heard of like the birth order theory?
No.
Okay. So, like, basically, like, eldest siblings, like, they have, like, they're responsible and they have
Oh,
authority.
yes, yeah.
And then as you go younger, like, they just get more evil. Yeah.
Right.
So, but I'm a middle, but like, there's a big age gap. So I feel like I have older energy. I don't know. We'll
Okay,
see.
nice. Yeah, I'm the oldest, so I'm like the one always planning all of our activities. Like sometimes you'll see on my channel we have craft nights, so I'm always in charge of making those, which is I really enjoy it.
Yeah. Organizing. Yeah. That's definitely eldest. My wife is an eldest of
Oh, really?
3. Yeah. And she has eldest energy. For
Oh,
sure.
that's
Yeah.
nice. At least when you guys go on vacation, you don't have to worry about it. She's doing all the planning.
Yes. Yep.
Yeah, that's
Yes,
nice.
she is. Yeah. And I just kick back. And I guess that's where I get my middle energy. I'm very kickback.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Nice.
Now you have, man, I really enjoy your channel because first of all, it's real. You do a lot of cool things. Lately, I've been loving the baby content.
Oh, yeah.
So you're a very new mom. How old's your little one right now?
Tomorrow she's going to be 8 months, but I
Aw.
think when this airs, she'll be almost a year.
Yeah, my little, when this airs, my little guy will have turned 2. His
Oh.
birthday's in like 2 weeks.
Oh, that's exciting.
Yeah,
Are you
yeah.
guys doing anything fun?
Kinda. So we're skipping his party this year.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So last year for his first birthday, threw a big party, spent way more than we should have.
Oh,
And then
yeah.
we're like, okay, next year we're either doing Chuck E. Cheese or
Oh,
like or
nice.
nothing. And so we're not doing nothing. We're gonna take him out like for the day
Oh, that's
and
exciting
like
though.
treat him to all his fun favorite things.
Oh, he'll
like
love
no
that.
party. Yeah. Yeah.
He'll love that.
We only get so many birthdays when he's not gonna remember.
Yeah.
So like this is for us. We're gonna take the day out. We're gonna have a good time.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
know. So like for us, normally we combine like the first birthday with the bautizo. And so
Oh,
we're
okay.
like, oh my gosh, that's gonna be so expensive. But actually my mom is turning 50 next summer. And so my grandparents are flying out along with my tias and my
Oh, that's
cousins.
cool.
And so we're like, oh, maybe we should just wait. That way they're also here. So we're not actually going to do anything for her first, but
Mhm.
next year we'll be planning for her bautizo. So
Huge
get
party
ready.
for that.
Yeah, get ready for the party favor concert for that. I'm excited.
Oh man, I loved your
Mhm.
dad's the party favorite content you did for your
Yeah.
dads. Those bottle openers, those were
Mhm.
sick. Those
Yeah,
really
they were
cool.
so cute.
Yeah, and then okay, I don't want to get too ahead of ourselves. So really quick, we're gonna dial it back a second.
Yeah.
Let's get into your origin story.
Oh,
So like,
yes,
have
okay.
you like always been a crafter? Are you would you consider yourself a really creative person?
Yeah, so I would say I've been a crafter since birth.
Okay.
Just because I've always been a crafty person. Growing up, my mom, she was very, very crafty. For our party, she would always like DIY our party favors. They
Oh,
were the
yeah.
cutest thing. She actually, at one point, she had a small business where she would make recuerdos for quinceañeras. And it was actually, she would hand make clay flowers. And she would
Wow.
put them in a little a little basket, and she would have like all sorts of different flowers, and it was so beautiful. I remember
That's
like
nice.
just sitting on the floor watching her just fold in like the creases and everything on the like it was just so detailed. It was crazy. So
And then for those of you guys who don't know, a recuerdo is another word for like party favor.
oh yeah, a party
Yeah.
favor.
I have to remember that too. Yeah.
Right, yeah, I forget. No, but yeah, she's always been crafty, so I think she just brought us up that way to where I remember growing up, we would like make our own costumes for Halloween and all that stuff. And then being the oldest, because I'm always planning my sister's birthdays, I was the one making banners. I was the one decorating the cake
Nice.
toppers, making all that. And I was actually buying everything from Etsy. And because I have 3 sisters, it kind of got really expensive.
Yeah.
And then I realized, like,
bet.
oh, wait, I can do this myself. So that's kind of how I got back into crafting.
Mhm.
That's when I decided to buy my first Cricut.
Okay, nice. So
Mhm.
Cricut was your first like machine that you like added to the.
Yeah, it was actually the first machine. And it was really funny because I had I saw it on TikTok. I saw a lot of people creating with it. and I was like, oh my God, I really, really want a Cricut. But we grew up low income, so we really never bought, anything big like that. And so I
Yep.
remember when I went to actually buy it, I actually sat on that purchase for a few months, and I was like, oh my God, it's so expensive. Like, I don't want to buy it. It's too much money. And my husband was like, it's okay. Like, just buy it. And I think he was the one who ended up like clicking like the buy button because I couldn't bring myself to it. But it's crazy how much it changed my life.
Man, that's awesome. So
Yeah.
so you're crafting all the time since birth. That's
Yeah.
really cool. And then you bring on the Cricut. So now when you're first kind of making that, because it's a big step.
It is.
Buying your first piece of equipment,
Mm-hmm.
definitely a big step. I got my first. So I started here at Heat Press Nation like 8 years ago. And sorry guys, again, you're gonna hear this dumb story again. She's never heard it. All
I probably
right. So anyway, so I started here like 8 years ago. I knew zero about anything, right? And within like I want to say it's like my second or third paycheck. At the time, I was not single. I was dating my wife, but like
Yeah.
we were long distance. She was in San Diego, so like,
Oh.
hey, I can't make it out there this weekend.
Oh my
Sorry.
God.
And I just threw like almost my whole check
Oh
back to get the heat press equipment because I was just like sold on it, and
Oh,
it's
yeah.
been nonstop ever since.
Mhm.
So like after you got your Cricut, like what was your personal time investment like? Were you just like all in after that, or was it hobby still?
No, it really started off as a hobby. I was honestly just using it to like make cake toppers, make birthday banners. It started off with just really projects for my birthday sisters, but their birthdays I want to say start in June and they go all the way into October, so it's like month to month where I had projects.
Oh, you got a nice spread.
Yeah.
All of my brothers are within 5 days of each other.
Oh, wow.
4 birthdays
Oh, wow, that's
in
a lot.
5 weeks. Yeah, it's nuts.
That's crazy. No, I actually have like about a month until each birthday comes
I'm
along.
so jealous.
Yeah, so so it works out great. But by the end, I want to say of like a few, maybe 6 months after that, I was like, oh, I have nothing else to make. Like, what should I do? And because I was sharing my crafts on social media, I think it was TikTok back in the day, I was sharing everything that I was making. People were like, oh, this is so cool. Can I buy it? And then I kind of realized, oh, there's actually an interest for the things I'm making. And so that's kind of how my small business started.
That's cool. Now you say back in the day, about what year is this?
2020.
2020. Okay,
Yeah,
nice.
it wasn't even that long ago,
I
but
was
it feels
like,
like years ago.
Back in the 80s.
Yeah, literally 4 years ago.
Super. Okay, so 2020. Were you among the people who got like sent home from work? Were you working from home at the time, like the pandemic and stuff? Was that?
Yeah, so I was working my 9 to 5, and that's when the mandates came in to where everything shut down, and so we went fully remote. And so I was just honestly, I was miserable. I would literally wake up,
Yeah.
I would go to work, I would eat, and I would go to sleep. And it was the same thing every day. And I was like,
Yes.
okay, like this is not healthy. I need a hobby. I need to find something to do. And so that's kind of when I looked back and I was like, what's something that I would do when I was younger that brought me joy? And that's when I realized like, oh, I used to craft a lot. And so that's kind of how I got back into it.
Oh, that's cool. So you did a lot better than me. I was useless during that. I think during the first year, it was not good. And then I kind of figured everything out from there.
Yeah.
And then actually, I started coming here like once a week to do videos,
Oh, okay.
and
That's
that
nice.
really helped me.
Oh, okay.
Because I was, if you go back, I don't know if the videos are even still on YouTube. If you go back to the first few months of the pandemic, I'm shooting everything in my dad's office at his house.
Oh, really?
It's so ghetto, dude. It's
my
so
God.
ugly.
Oh my God.
And then things cleared up, and I started coming back here.
Okay.
Yeah, we're all masked up, but I would just come here like once a week to shoot videos. So
Oh, that's fun.
yeah, but you did a lot better than me with your with the Cricut. So you get the Cricut. How long then afterwards? Because you said that people were like interested, they're asking you about it. When did you like decide like I'm gonna do it? I'm gonna launch. I'm gonna sell something.
So I want to say that maybe mid 2020, I did start selling.
Okay.
Actually, the first item I started selling, they were car decals. So I would literally have my Cricut cut the vinyl. I would weed the vinyl, add some transfer tape, put it in an envelope, and send it out. So that was the first thing that I started selling. And then it wasn't until after I was doing that for a few months, a few of my videos went viral, and I saw the amount of orders that were coming in, and I was like, wow, this
Nice.
is crazy. Like, I can actually turn this into a real business. And so I spent the last few months of 2020 just kind of planning everything out, deciding what I wanted to bring in, basically how I was going to go about the business, like talking to my husband about it. So we spent the last few months of 2020 planning, and then it wasn't until 2021 where we actually had our first launch. Like, well, I call it like our first real launch because it was like actually planned out. We knew what we were going to be selling. We had our permits. We had all that good stuff.
Okay, that's awesome. And so then so you launch everything, what was like your first kind of product lineup? Like what were you selling at that point?
I think at that point, honestly, don't remember. I want to say we were just customizing Starbucks cups at the time.
Okay. Oh, very
Yeah.
cool. Yeah, I
Mhm.
seen those. I seen those
Yeah.
on your channel. Very cool. Cool. So then you're launching, things are going. As your business starts growing, like how is that like affecting everything else? Like did you keep your 9 to 5? Did you I let me ask you this. Are you still working your 9 to 5? Or are you like totally
No, I
all in?
actually still have my 9 to 5, which I
Okay,
know a lot of
nice.
people don't know about that, but I do post it every now and then on my stories. So if you guys watch my stories, you know that like I am still at my 9 to 5.
Whoa. So then okay, so you're managing a full-time job. And then what I would imagine is another full-time business because you like have like tons of orders.
Right. Yeah. It's for. I feel like I'm crazy to still be doing this. But yeah, let's see. I'm like I don't even know where to begin. Yeah. So it was. It honestly was never really my plan to start up my own small business. It kind
Okay.
of just happened, which I'm super thankful for it. And I think the only reason why it's been working out is just because I have my sisters, I have my mom, I
Mm.
have my husband, that they're always helping me. They do a lot behind the scenes. Just because they're camera shy, they don't like to come out on my videos where I'm like, let me record you. And they're like, no. But if I could show you everything they do help me out a lot.
That's awesome.
Hmm.
Okay. So then business is growing and your family's growing. Now, you did
Yes.
something really interesting. First of all, congratulations.
Thank you.
New mom.
Thank you.
You did something really interesting that most small business owners don't allow themselves to do. You gave yourself maternity leave, not just from your regular job, but from your business
Yeah.
itself.
Yes.
Can you do you mind talking about that a
No,
little
yeah,
bit?
of
Like how
course.
important that was to you?
Yeah, no, it was so important because I honestly, I don't know how many kids I want to have. And so I just want to take every single moment that I can with my baby Monse. Like my time with her is just honestly my top priority, the most valuable thing to me. So I knew it was really important and I knew I wanted to take the time off. So the moment I found out I was pregnant, I was like, okay, we need to start planning. We need to sit down. This needs to happen. I need to take a few months off. And again, because I do have my sisters, because I have that village, that was something I was able to do.
Man, that is really awesome. And again, I know there are so many like different small business owners who don't maybe they either don't allow themselves to take that break or they're just not able to. So yeah, just I think that's really awesome that you're able to do that. Was it stressful like training people to take your spot or even just turning things over to them?
So it was a little stressful at first just because my small business is also my baby. So just handing that over to somebody, oh my God,
Yeah, yeah.
I was so scared. Thankfully, though, my sisters have been helping me for a few years now. So they're not really new to sublimation. I would
Okay.
say the newest person is my mom. So I was a little nervous leaving her to like sublimate items. But thankfully, my sisters know that, she is the newest one. So she does need a little more attention. But overall, they did an amazing job. I was really impressed. It was actually really funny. So while I was in labor, we had this huge order for mugs. It was crazy. The timing just, I don't know, it was crazy. But basically, we had this huge order for mugs, and so they were kind of on their own. Like obviously, I was in labor. I wasn't gonna
Yeah.
respond to anybody's text message, even if they wanted to reach out, right? So I guess what ended up happening, they told me this like a month. I found this out a month later. Basically, they had this large order to sublimate some mugs. I want to say it was like 200 mugs or something. And at the time, my sublimation printer stopped working. And so they were in the middle of like trying to print and like I guess it was just complete chaos.
Oh
Thankfully, they
no.
were able to figure it out after a few cleanings. Sometimes the converted printers do give you issues, so it's just, part of the process, but they were able to figure it out.
Oh,
So
good, good.
thankfully,
Oh,
yeah,
man.
thankfully worked out.
They're not showing up to your hospital room like, hey, can you look at this real
Exactly.
quick?
Yeah. No,
Oh
yeah.
man, man, props to you for bringing your mom. Now, I love my mom. Don't get me wrong. I don't think I would teach her to heat press though.
Really?
Yeah, like
Oh my gosh.
she's like dainty.
Oh,
Yeah,
no.
she's awesome. My favorite person in the world, and she's probably gonna watch this. Mom, I love you. She watches like all of our videos and stuff. But yeah, I don't know if I would. I don't know. Maybe that's me. And mom, if you want to learn how to heat press, I guess let's learn. But Like,
No,
I don't
even
know.
my mom, she was like, I can't do this. I'm scared. And we're like, no, mom, we believe in you. You can do this. And the thing about my mom is she doesn't even know how to use a computer. Like,
Oh wow,
yeah, she doesn't
okay.
know how to use a computer. So we're like, oh, I don't know. Is she going to learn? But we're like, no, we're going to stick to it. Like, we actually, because the signature series, the cup presses are so easy to use, we actually do have like a little cheat sheet of like, for this cup, you need to sublimate for this
Oh, that's
long at
cool.
this
Okay.
temperature. And so she just goes to the list, like, looks for the cup. Oh, here it is. Let's add it in. And then she, was able to actually figure it out.
Oh, that's really
Yeah.
cool. I love that. I love that. Mom, you want to learn? No, I'm just kidding.
No, yeah. And she loves it, so it's worked out. And it's I want to say that like she's really changed the nature of our business quite a bit because
Hmm.
uh before like a huge part of our sales were online sales. But ever since we brought in the quinceañera mugs, a lot of our sales have actually been like pick up in person
Oh,
local
that's
orders.
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's crazy. I never thought my mom would actually bring in so much business, but because my mom knows like everybody,
Yeah.
like she knows everybody, she knows everybody's mom, everybody's having a quinceañera. She's able to actually, I don't want to say advertise, but like spread the word
She's
to,
like your
hey,
sales team.
exactly. She's
Yeah.
basically our sales team, so that's been pretty cool.
Oh, dude, that's really cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, my mom. You know, it's funny. My mom brings me a lot of business
Oh,
because
really?
so her and my dad are pastors, right?
Okay.
And there's always something. There's
Oh,
always like
yeah.
a special event or this, or she
Mm-hmm.
knows somebody.
Yeah.
And so every now and then, like she'll get the text, son, she'll be like, son, can you make me this? I'm like, sure. By when do you need it? Sunday.
Oh, no.
Let's go. Let's do it. Yeah,
Right.
yeah. But yeah, actually, that was the early days. Now she knows. She'll give me more time.
Okay.
But yeah,
Yeah.
but that's funny. Yeah, moms are great at that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, yeah.
All right. So I have two questions. The first question. So you were talking about how kind of before you got your stuff, like you've always been very crafty. Do you suffer from the same disease that I do, where you're at the mall or Disney or wherever, and you see something and you're like, I could make that.
Oh, yeah. I feel like it's ruined my life a little bit because
Yeah.
I can't go and enjoy like merch anywhere else, Because anytime I see something, even my sisters, they're like, oh, wait, I can make that or you can make that for me. And I'm like, I'm not making that for you. Just buy it. Like,
I go
no.
I go to the racks of t-shirts and I am just touching. I always have to touch
Yeah, me
them.
too. It's so
Yes.
crazy. Even my husband, he's like, "Oh, I know this is good quality and this is not." And
Yeah.
so it's crazy because I think everybody has just like my entire family. They're like, "No, I can make that," and so it's really changed a lot.
Do you guys for like birthdays and stuff, do you give each other like customized gifts? Or is it okay, no. We make all this stuff. We're gonna go buy something.
No, we customize all our gifts for each
Heck
other.
yeah. I love it.
It's funny because the craft room is in my house, but they're always welcome to come over. So literally, sometimes even for my birthday, they're like, "Hey, do you mind not being in your craft room for a few hours?" Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
That's awesome. I've had one of my brothers for Father's Day because we're all three out of four of us boys are fathers now.
Oh.
So he wanted to make T-shirts for all of the brothers, and he's like, "But can you help me?" 'Cause, he's not that well versed on the
Mhm.
gear. He goes, "Hey, I want to make these." Oh yeah, cool. Can you help me?
Yeah.
So there I'm heat pressing my own gift, but it was
Oh,
cool.
yeah.
It was good. Now, here's another thing that I've noticed about myself, and I'm curious if you've done this too. For my son, so he's almost 2, and I go to Walmart and I go to other places and I see t-shirts. I'm like, no, I could make him that t-shirt, or because he's always like loving new characters. Like
Oh, yeah.
right now it's Buzz Lightyear.
Oh.
Before that it was Bluey. Before
Oh,
that
yeah.
it was oh no, sorry, it was Bluey then Spider-Man. Now it's Buzz.
Yeah.
And now he's like into Corey Carson or something, one of the little cartoons. I don't know.
I actually haven't. My baby doesn't watch TV yet, so I'm like, I'm not in that world
Good.
yet.
Don't go as long as you can without showing on
Oh,
TV,
yeah.
please. But anyway, so he's always learning new characters, and so he always wants like a T-shirt.
Oh.
And so now I'm like, oh, I'm not gonna waste no money. I'm gonna make him my own. So, do you find yourself making lots of stuff for your baby?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. So for all the major holidays, I'm always customizing a onesie.
Nice.
It's just anytime I find it like a cute design, I'm like, oh, this is gonna go on a onesie, or oh, this is gonna go on a jacket. Like, it's crazy the amount of things I've customized for her. But that being said, my baby's gonna be 8 months tomorrow. I have not started decorating her nursery, which is so
Do you
crazy.
do decorations for every month?
What do you mean? Oh, like little milestone pictures?
Yeah.
Yeah, I do those.
Oh, or do you mean decorating as in
like
just decorating?
Yeah, like the walls are empty. Yeah, which is like you would not expect my baby's walls to be empty, right?
Oh,
So
wow.
yeah, thankfully, I'm taking some time off right now, so I'm like spending it mainly on decorating her nursery. So that nursery content will be coming soon.
Oh yes. Oh, that's exciting. I can't wait to see
I'm
that.
excited. Yeah.
Yeah, my wife did this project where she like decorated like one wall.
Oh.
And then the other half of his room, like I use it for like some of my stuff. So I'm like, okay, he got that half.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm all about the baby content right now.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. As soon as like I found out that I was gonna be a dad, it was like a switch.
Mm-hmm.
I'm all about the baby content. So anytime you're posting with little baby Monza, I'm like, oh,
yeah.
Yeah.
And the amount of blanks for babies is crazy. The amount of things I've customized, like cups, shirts, bibs. Oh my god, it's so much fun.
Yes, I just ordered some socks, some little baby socks.
Oh,
Yeah,
I didn't even know there was little socks.
Yeah, so oh my gosh. Sorry, dude. Danish. Silky socks.
Oh, okay.
He's a friend. We've done content together before.
Mm-hmm.
But he's a blank supplier.
Oh, I need to check them out.
Yeah, silkysocks.com. They have little toddler.
Oh.
They have infant socks. I'm up to the toddler socks now.
Oh,
yeah,
that's
they have tons
exciting.
of stuff, like t-shirts and stuff, but yeah. So I'm gonna make him some Buzz Lightyear socks. Sorry,
Aw.
Disney. All right, now in addition to running a successful business, still working your 9 to 5, being a mom, you are killing it. You're crushing it on social media.
Thank you.
Last I checked, you're somewhere like 170 plus thousand on Instagram and like well over 500,000 on TikTok. How much work is it to stay on top of your socials?
Oh man, it is a lot of work. Honestly, I think the only thing that's helped me is that when I went on maternity leave, I had not posted any of my baby shower projects that I had worked on, or any like small projects I had worked on for Monse. And so I was able to actually schedule those so they were going live while I was on maternity leave.
Nice.
So it wasn't like I technically took a break, but I technically did. So the content was still going live. So that was really helpful. But I think overall, like, staying on top of social media is definitely a lot of work. I actually I've kind of gone down in how much I'm putting out. I used to post daily. Now I'm only posting 3 times a week on Instagram. Okay. On TikTok, I post a little more just because I feel like that content doesn't have to be as aesthetic as the one on Instagram, so it's a little easier to post more on there. But yeah, social media itself is it's a crazy thing.
Have you noticed like a big change like since you went down to 3 posts versus daily on Insta?
I don't want to grow on Instagram anymore. I feel like I grew.
Really?
Yeah, I feel like
you're the first person I've ever heard say that. I don't want to grow on Instagram.
No,
wow.
I don't want to grow on Instagram. And so I see the followers come in and I'm like, no, which I know sounds so silly, but I felt like I was really focused on growing last year. And what I realized is that when I grew on TikTok, I kind of stopped having those friendships that I really enjoyed. And so that's something I don't want to lose on Instagram, because right now I have so many good friendships on Instagram that my priority is like, I want to prioritize like the friendships that I have with those individuals, the connections I have. That's what makes crafting so fun, because at the end of the day, if I'm just literally in my craft room recording myself, it's kind of like lonely. It's kind of boring, you know?
Yeah.
I think what makes it fun is like sharing like a little behind the scenes and talking to people about it, talking to people about like projects that are coming up. That's what's fun for me. Mm-hmm. So I think the goal is really just not to grow anymore. So I actually I had a call with Meta, and they were like, as long as you post 3 times a day, you'll be fine. The algorithm will not. Sorry, did I say that?
Oh wow! I was like,
no, 3 times a week. 3 times a week. They're like, as long as you post 3 times a week, the algorithm won't hurt you. Like basically, you won't get.
It's actually really good to know.
Yeah, so you only need to post 3 times a week. So I was like, 3 times, that is enough to keep me going. That is all I need to do. Okay, I'm going to do the 3. Sometimes if I have a little more time, or if I worked on more projects, I will post more. But I'm just keeping it to the 3.
Nice. Okay. Yeah. Very cool. What would you say is like the workload compared to your regular? Like, okay, you have your work for the day. I'm doing these mugs. I'm doing these cups, whatever. How much of your time is spent also like filming, or I don't know, editing? Like, is there a lot to do?
Yeah, I would say anytime I'm working on an order, I'm also filming. Like my phone does not have any more storage. It's literally just videos of like me crafting. I keep telling myself I need a new phone for just like personal like
Yeah.
pictures of Monse, because it's a little hard to find them sometimes. Just because they're like it's kind of crazy because I will have a reel that's 30 seconds long, but really it was like 2 hours of filming. It was literally like 2 hours of actual content that I had to go in and edit and turn into only 30 seconds. So yeah, I think I forgot your question.
Oh yeah, no, just like how much work, like what's the comparison of work you spend like making product and work you do like to make the videos?
Yeah, I would say it does take a lot of time. Honestly, I feel like the amount of time we spent on orders is probably the same time we spent on creating
Wow.
and editing content. The way it works now is, so my sister Kenya, she's part of our team, but she's currently away at school. She lives on campus, and so she kind of works for us remotely. And so what she does is she helps me edit the videos.
Okay, nice.
Yeah.
Oh, and that's something that you can do from, you don't have to be like in the
Exactly.
building.
You don't have to be,
really
you don't have to be in the same room. So since she's like 2 hours away or something, she's always editing videos for us.
Oh, that's cool. That's super cool. Now, so you have all of this work, everybody's like pitching in. Do you ever have to keep your sisters in line?
Let me think. Sometimes, no, I would say when it comes down to like actually working on orders, I think everybody is really good about it. I would say when I do have to break up fights is during craft nights. So like we had a goo night and we have like specific charms for our goo, and everybody's just always fighting over what supplies are they going to use. So it's funny because I had people comment on, I'm assuming it's people who don't follow me. I've had them comment on my socials like, what's the need to have so many craft supplies? That's wasteful, overconsumption. And I'm like, there's 4 of us. Like, this isn't even enough for 2. Like, no, yeah.
Yeah, I've worked with my brothers in various capacities, and we I think we work pretty well together. But it's always awkward when one of us has to be the boss and say, let's get back to work, guys. And we're like, and the rest are like, shut up.
No, yeah. I think what helps too is that like we're able to make craft night into content, which is like technically it's working, right?
Oh yeah.
So it's like it's fun, so it's not like we have to remind ourselves to stay on top of it.
So at craft night, you guys just getting together and just crafting, or?
Yeah, so we have it like once a month. Normally we'll take turns deciding what the theme of the night is. So sometimes we'll do goo. We had a crochet night. We'll do painting nights. Like for the holidays, like for Halloween, we have a spooky crafty night. So that's really
cool.
fun. Yeah.
Dude, that's cool. That's cool. I think I would like to do that, but for guy crafts. Well, I don't know. Does your husband join, or do you have any like?
He
or
tried.
Is it girls' night?
So at first I had invited my husband and his brother to join our craft nights, and they're like, "Yeah, this is fun." But I want to say like 10 minutes into painting whatever we were painting, they're like, "Oh, we're over this," and so the invitation is there for them, but they usually don't.
Got it. That's funny. So you're doing everything. It seems like you have your hand in like so many things, and they're successful. Like, do you have any like hacks or tips for like kind of like maintaining balance or just staying on top of like multiple tasks?
Yeah, I do. Actually, what I found the most helpful is keeping just a list of everything I have to do and going in and really prioritizing, because realistically, everything that's on my to-do list is just not going to get done. At the end of the day, my biggest priority is Monse, and so sometimes, there are things that are just not going to get done. But yeah, I think the most important thing is to realize that just not everything is going to get done, and that's okay.
Thank you for that. I feel validated. So when something for me like gets pushed to the next day, I feel like I have like a lot of guilt about that for some reason.
No, yeah. I did at first, but I honestly, I think we spend too much time criticizing ourselves, and that's time we could have spent, being a little more proactive. So I kind of just decided that if it gets done, it gets done. If it doesn't, well, there's always tomorrow.
I like that. Yeah. I gotta think like that more.
Yeah.
So now, man, I really appreciate that advice, by the way. I think it's great that you get to tackle so many things And then one that I really did want to ask you about is one of the other things that you do that is on your many list of things that you are great at is you are also a beta tester. You got to test at was it the M1 from
Oh
X
yes,
Tool?
I did. That was so
That
crazy.
is when I saw your video on the machine, I was like, wait, it does what and what?
Right?
Okay,
Yes.
please talk to us about that.
Okay, yeah. So I actually had so X2 actually sent me the M1 Ultra a month before it had actually launched, and
Wow.
I had never been a beta tester. I never like had even imagined to be a beta tester. So when they asked me, I was so excited. The machine itself is really cool. It's a laser, but they added in a printing feature, so like it prints and cuts,
Yeah.
which is crazy. Honestly, it's just I think over the last 4 years, just watching just how everything has progressed in the crafting industry, it's been really crazy.
Yeah. Were you using laser in your craft room before? In any of your products before?
Um, so not necessarily in my products, but I did have the M1 that they had sent me about a year ago.
Mm-hmm.
So I'd been using that, but it was mainly for crafting.
Oh, okay,
hmm
gotcha. And so now that you have the M1 Ultra, are you kind of envisioning like products that you're going to use it on, or will it still be more for crafting?
I think we do want to bring in a few items for our shop. We just haven't decided what exactly.
Gotcha,
hmm
gotcha. Still working on that.
Yeah.
Man, that is really exciting. I was like, man, I want one. Send
Right?
me one,
Yes.
please. Yeah, man, that is super cool. Is there anything maybe like on the horizon, like for your brand, for your business that you want to share with everybody? Anything that you're pumped on right now?
Oh, we did get invited to our first brand trip, which I'm so excited
Oh
about.
yeah.
I didn't even know they had brand trips for in the crafting world, so that's kind of exciting.
Oh, so why don't you tell us which one you're going to?
Yeah, so I got invited to Silhouette Summit, so we're going to Hawaii this year, which is so
Lucky.
crazy.
Oh my gosh.
Yes, I'm actually taking baby Monte. She won't be
Ooh.
attending the classes, of course, but she will be there with my husband.
Okay, I have to catch up with you afterwards on because not going.
Oh no.
I went last year.
Oh, that's
We
fun. How
can't,
was it?
dude. You're gonna love it.
Oh, I'm
Honestly,
excited.
yes, it's a lot of. You're gonna okay if you're into this sort of thing. If you love crafting, you will love all the machines and the
Oh,
day view.
okay.
So it's fun there.
hmm
And then your day is over at like 4 or 5 o'clock, and then you're there in paradise.
That's
Like
exciting.
it's really really fun. Oh, dude, you're gonna have such a good time. But I was saying I got to catch up with you afterwards. How is it flying with a baby? Because we're gonna go to Hawaii next year on our family vacation, and I'm trying to convince my wife to leave our son home, and she's
Oh
like,
my
"No, we
God.
have to bring him." And I'm
Yeah.
like, "Flying with the baby? I don't know. We'll
I don't
see."
know. So we're actually leaving to Mexico tomorrow. And
Oh,
yeah, it's
okay.
gonna be Monse's first time out of the country and on an airplane, so I'll be sure to share with you how it goes.
Yes. Okay. Nice.
Yeah.
We've taken our son Noah to Mexico like 2 or 3 times, but not super deep. Like just kind of like land crossing.
Oh, okay.
So yeah. So my wife's from San Diego, so like
Oh, right.
we're always going to either like Ensenada or
Mhm.
she has family in Mexicali. We're there too. So
Oh, okay, yeah.
he's gone, yeah, but
We-
never flown.
Yeah, we actually just took Monse to Rosarito last week.
Oh, very nice.
She
yeah.
did not like the car drive there.
Aw.
And I'm like, it's not even that long. So I don't know how she'll do on the airplane.
Oh, I know. I'm scared for when the ears pop because I
Yeah.
hear that the babies like they don't know what it is, so that's why they
Yeah.
cry.
And we did get little headphones for her, so
Oh,
hopefully
good.
that'll
Okay.
help.
Yeah, we'll see
Mhm.
how those work. But man, Silhouette Summit. I honestly, I think you're gonna have an absolute blast over there. It's really cool. Let me know what new machines they announce.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, just like be like, yeah, we're seeing it. We're getting this one. Yeah,
Right.
yeah. So we went. Yeah, we went last year. Really exciting. Unfortunately, can't make it out due to like a schedule conflict this year.
Oh.
Yeah, so I was like, wait, let's reschedule the other thing.
Right.
I want to go to Hawaii,
Exactly.
but yeah, no, but it's gonna be really cool. Oh, I think you're gonna have a blast.
Oh
That's
yeah, I'm
super cool.
excited. Thank you.
Cool. So like anything else coming up? Do you have you mentioned that you do like a spooky launch or something like that, right?
Oh yeah, we do have our spooky launch. I want to say in 2 weeks. Yeah,
Ooh,
so
very
we'll have
cool.
our cups drop. We'll have transfers. We'll have transfers,
Yeah.
t-shirts, all that good stuff.
Oh, that's exciting.
Yes.
Very, very cool. Well, dude, do I call you Kari or Karina or
Either one works.
do I call you Crafty Kari?
No.
No.
Actually, I just found out that a lot of people thought my name was Kari. And I had no
Oh.
idea. And so I actually went to pick up some vinyl at one of my distributors, and they were like, I was the only one in the waiting room, and they're like, "Oh, Kari, your order's ready." And I was like, I was like, who are they talking to? And I was like, wait, I'm the only one in here. And then, so I guess people think like Crafty Kari, they just read it in English,
Oh
but it's actually
yeah.
Crafty Kari.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that was interesting.
Okay. Well, Kari, Karina, thank you so much for coming by, taking time out of your day, especially taking time away from your little baby.
Yeah, of course. Thank you
Yeah.
guys so much for having me.
Yeah, it's been exciting. I love hearing about your experience as a crafter, like your journey. I honestly, I think it's really inspiring, and I hope what people can take. One of the things that people can take, or let me say, one of the things that I'm taking away is like, yeah, if things are important to you, like take them. Like how you made it a point. You're like, no, I'm gonna spend time with my baby. I'm gonna take this time off. Or hey, if it goes till tomorrow, like I think that's really important as crafters and as makers. Like I think there's a lot of unnecessary pressure that we
Yes,
put
there
on
definitely
ourselves.
is. Yes. And for everybody out there who wants to start content creation or their small business, just go for it. I know it's really scary, but you never know how much it can change your life.
And that's exciting. It's inspiring. Before I let you go, I feel like I've ended this like 3 times. Before I let you go, do you have any like tips for people, like a word of encouragement? Because I love what you were just saying right now. Like, just go for it. Like, if you could go back and give yourself advice when you were first starting your journey, like, what would you tell yourself?
I would really say just don't be scared. I actually just got to experience this because my mom started working with us and she was so scared to sublimate mugs. And her fear was, oh, I'm going to mess up the mugs. Like, we're going to, waste a mug. And I'm like, Mom, it's okay. Like, at the end
Yeah,
of the day, the more mistakes you make, the faster you're going to learn. And so, yes, you'll
so
make
good.
mistakes. It's scary, but I just think that the reward is like really worth it.
100%. I agree wholeheartedly. That's awesome. Again, Gotti, thank you so much for coming by, talking with us. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been the Customizing Culture podcast. Again, I'm your host, Jared Barbosa, and it's been my pleasure to sit down and talk with Karina, aka Crafty Gotti. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Adios, everybody.
Bye.